Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. Freddie Roach says his fighter, Manny Pacquiao, will be fighting on the Terrence Crawford Jeff Horn card, and in November he's going to fight Vasily Lomachenko. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, the channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, shout out to Jerome Wiggins. He sent me this, and according to Freddie Roach, trainer, Hall of Fame trainer, with the Manila Bulletin, he says Vasily Lomachenko's next fight is going to be at 135, and he and Manny Pacquiao will meet at 140 later in the year, talking about in November. And there's been rumors and talk about this particular fight happening earlier this year. The rumors really started circulating. I want to give my thoughts. I actually feel mixed about this. I feel mixed ways about this particular fight, because one thing Top Rank's good at is building stars, and another thing they're good at is using certain leverages to catapult the guy that they're really pushing. Be it like when they were pushing Pacquiao and he was like in his prime or whatnot, fought a lot of guys at catch weights and just different stipulations, timing, you know what I mean? Like when he fought Antonio Margarito had just came off a suspension and been knocked out by Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley had a draw, I think, with what's his name? Not Yuri Foreman. Sergio Moore. Floyd had already beat him, etc. Right? Ricky Hatton got knocked out by Floyd, and then Pacquiao later fought him. Stuff like that. And to see Pacquiao versus Lomachenko, like, don't get it twisted, I'm a boxing fan. It's interesting enough as a matchup, but Pacquiao just lost to Jeff Horn, and they're talking about him fighting on the Jeff Horn versus Terrence Crawford undercard against a guy like Mike Alvarado. So I understand that maybe a tune-up fight, I guess, is acceptable if you are going to fight a Lomachenko later in the year. If that's what you want, I still think they could have picked a different level of opposition than Mike Alvarado recently, how he's looked. I was at his last fight and he was getting outboxed by a no-name, even though he turned it around and knocked the guy out. But the bottom line is, it doesn't excite me as much as some people will get excited. Like some people, oh wow, this is a great fight. For me, I guess my biggest thing with Vasily Lomachenko, and I've said this time and time again, Vasily Lomachenko, he's good, he's talented, but there are certain fights that prove more to me. Like even the Rigondeaux fight, even though I thought Rigondeaux could beat Lomachenko, I knew what Lomachenko brought to the table, and I knew what Rigondeaux brought to the table, and I knew the deficits that Rigondeaux was at. Being older, being smaller, jumping up 2 weight classes, etc. Now, fair is fair, he lost fair and square, quit, and nobody's really heard from Rigondeaux since that point. Cool. But moving on, I told you guys, like, for the level of praise that they're giving Lomachenko, and him being pound for pound #1, Bob Arum saying he's better than Muhammad Ali, Pacquiao, and Floyd, and the best fighter since Ali and Ray Robinson. He tops all these guys, all this stuff like that. I kind of have to see more. Now, I just did a video about Jorge Linares. He said he's waiting by the phone. So what's good with seeing a fight like that? That's a champion at 135. And also fights like Mikey Garcia. To me, those fights are going to be more telling than this 40-year-old version of Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Even though Pacquiao has a shot, he still hits hard and stuff like that. But if Lomachenko were to beat Pacquiao, and I'm not making any excuses, that's a great cap in the hat. But it's not going to prove as much to me as beating a guy who's more youthful and who would be more considered in prime. You know what I mean? And another thing that I think is should be noted here is Terrence Crawford and Pacquiao look like they're on a collision course. Crawford vehemently said, I'm not chasing Pacquiao, but I would love to face Pacquiao. So it's like, and they were like always closer in weight. You know what I'm saying? Crawford being at 140 and what's the name? Pacquiao being at 147. But even Pacquiao fought at, I think, at 143 or so for the Chris Algieri fight. So they were definitely closer in weight where they could have made that fight. And I'm thinking, I'm like, how did Terrence Crawford, who Bob Arum says wanted to make the Pacquiao Crawford, how did it go from that to him never getting to fight Pacquiao and Lomachenko now most likely, according to Freddie Roach, getting the fight? So to me, they view Crawford as a bigger threat. And I'm talking about Team Pacquiao. It's clear as day because they were making excuses. Michael Conks was saying we don't like Crawford's style. Freddie Roach said we want some tune-ups, this and that. But they're comfortable taking the Lomachenko fight at 140. But the Crawford fight never happened. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of shady for Crawford because Crawford's been working his ass off. People complain about his resume. Why not give him a Pacquiao and give him the opportunity? And if he were to beat Pacquiao, now maybe his star power will rise from having the name, because some people say to this day, oh, Crawford ain't fought a name. Like, there's good fighters like Julius Ndongo, Felix Diaz, but they're not like heralded world-renowned names. But Pacquiao is. You know what I mean? My mother doesn't watch boxing, but she knows who Pacquiao is. You know what I mean? So it's kind of shady that Crawford was never able to secure that fight with Pacquiao, and it looked like he was in line and his promoter wanted to make the fight, but then now they're talking about a November meeting between Lomachenko and Pacquiao. Like I said, I mean, if Lomachenko were to beat Pacquiao, you have to give him some credit, but I would still give Lomachenko much more credit for fighting a guy like Mikey Garcia and beating Mikey Garcia. You know what I mean? Make Mikey Garcia quit, right? Even though Jorge Linares, more so Mikey Garcia, because Linares, we've seen him get broke down. But either way, it's still a good fight. That's just my thoughts. So, like I said, I'm not hating on the fight. I would definitely watch the fight. It's definitely better than like a Pacquiao versus Mike Alvarado or Lomachenko versus Miguel Mariaga. But at this point, Pacquiao being 40, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how much. I don't feel a win over Pacquiao would completely quantify what they say Lomachenko is at this point, because Jeff Horn just beat him, Mayweather just beat him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'd have to see it. But let me know what you guys think. That's what Freddie Roach is saying. First, Pacquiao has to get past his April opponent. Lomachenko will probably fight late April or so against maybe Linares, hopefully, or Ray Beltran. That's what Bob Arum's throwing out. Let me know what you guys think. Pacquiao versus Lomachenko in November. Do you love it or hate it? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.